Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today is the third lecture of the general pharmacology. In the previous two lectures, we have already discussed about the absorption part, and the second lecture was about first pass metabolism and bioavailability. For your reference, I have mentioned the links to the previous lecture in the description box below. Do check those lectures. And today is a very short topic just about plasma protein binding. So let's discuss what is plasma protein binding. As we all know that, let's consider that a patient has taken the oral form of tablet, right? And the first process which will be involved in pharmacokinetics was absorption. So when he has taken the drug will enter into the stomach. Now from the stomach, the drug has to go into the blood, or you can say that it will go into the plasma. For that, the first and the most important factor responsible for its passage is the lipid solubility of the drug. Lipid soluble drug can cross the membrane. This we have already discussed. Now the drug has come inside the plasma. From here, the distribution will start. Now, the distribution means that from the plasma, drug has to go inside the tissues or various organs of the body. Supposedly, just for an example, here we consider that the drug has to travel from plasma to the liver. Now, does it considering this fact that drug is lipid soluble, is it possible that each and every drug will cross the plasma membrane if it is lipid soluble? The answer to this question is no, because if the drug is smaller molecule, it will be able to cross the membrane considering it is a lipid soluble drug. But if the drug is lipid soluble and it is a larger molecule, then it might not cross the membrane, or the distribution of that drug will be less. So for that instance, here comes the role of plasma protein bounding. Plasma protein bound drugs are large molecules. The drug itself might be small, but after binding to the plasma protein, the drug becomes larger and it is not able to cross the membrane or get distributed to a larger extent. So, the plasma protein bind drugs have lesser distribution. So, they will not be able to cross the membrane. Now, there are two types of plasma protein. One plasma protein is the one which is attaching itself to the acidic drugs, right? And that is albumin. And the second is the plasma protein which bind to the basic drugs, and that is alpha acid glycoprotein. So the drugs, acidic drugs which are binding to the albumin, the question is asked on this concept. They are aspirin, barbiturates, methotrexate, and diclofenac. All these are acidic drugs. So they bind to albumin, right? Whereas as alpha acid glycoprotein binds to the basic drugs. So the examples of the basic drugs are quinidine, beta blockers like propranolol, imipramine. Now, for this, I really like to mention one fact is that basic drugs are usually those drugs which end with ene, I-N-E. Ene drugs are usually the basic drugs and they bind to the alpha acid glycoprotein. These are just few examples on which the questions are frequently asked. There are hundred of other examples, but for your exam point of view, if you learn this, it will be more than enough, right? Next come the parameters which are related to the plasma protein binding. There are 4 or 5 parameters related to plasma protein, and all of them starts with the letter D. So it is easy for you to remember the parameters related to the plasma protein. The first parameter is distribution. Now I've already discussed in the first slide is that all drugs do not cross the plasma membrane because of the larger molecules. So the distribution of the drugs which are highly plasma protein bound, they are less distributed, right? Second is the displacement. We'll be discussing in the subsequent slides in detail what is displacement reaction. Third is the duration of action, how plasma protein plays an important role in duration of action. And last is the dialysis, how plasma protein factor play an important role for the drugs needed to go undergo dialysis or not. So the first was the less distribution. Here what happens is that now the larger molecules are there and smaller molecules are there. Smaller molecules, they are easy to pass through the plasma membrane and enter into different tissues. Like here are the different organs which I've depicted in this slide. It can go into heart, it can go into liver or in kidney. But the drugs which are larger bound means that the plasma protein bound drugs, they are not able to cross the plasma membrane. Therefore, they are inversely proportional to the distribution. More is the plasma protein binding, less will be the distribution. This is the first parameter related to the plasma protein. Second comes the displacement reaction. For understanding this concept, let's take an example. There are 100 molecules of warfarin you are giving. Warfarin is an anticoagulant drug. You have given 100 molecules of that. Now, that drug is 99% plasma protein bound. 99% plasma protein bound. Now, the lower figure which you will see, this is the plasma protein bound drug, and this is 99% bound, and only one molecule is going inside the plasma. Only one molecule. That means that for the therapeutic effect, if you want to see, there will be only one molecule required for its therapeutic effect. Now, considering this patient suffers from an infection and you prescribe that patient sulfonamide group of drugs. This is the sulfonamide you have given to the patient. Now, this is also highly plasma protein bound drug, and this drug has a tendency to compete with the same plasma protein what warfarin was doing. So now, instead of warfarin, now sulfonamide has taken its place. So even if one molecule of warfarin gets displaced by sulfonamide, there will be two molecules present in the plasma. Now, if one molecule was showing the therapeutic effect, and now if two molecules have found, there will be toxicity. So two drugs, if they have high plasma protein bound capacity, and they compete for the same plasma protein, one drug will be displaced from its site and more of the drug will be there in the plasma for one drug, and there will be toxicity seen. So this is very important for a clinician also. This is the concept based plasma protein concept related to the plasma protein, is that two drugs, they can have unfavorable drug-drug interaction if they have high plasma protein bounding capacity, because one drug can displace other and the displaced drug can cause toxicity to the patient. So this is very, very important. Third parameter related to plasma protein is act as a reservoir. Now, how does the drug act as a reservoir? Because when a drug is bound to the plasma protein, it acts as a drug reservoir. Whenever there is decrease in the therapeutic concentration of the drug, smaller concentration of the drug can come out of that binding plasma protein. The free form of the drug can come into the plasma, whereas the bound form is not active form, right? So when plasma concentration decreases, the bound form of the drug can get displaced and a free form of drug can come out. This concept is also applied to the duration of action of the drug. Obviously, if there is more drug present inside the body in a bound form only, little drug will come out. Therefore, the duration of action of that drug will be longer, right? So duration of action is also increased if the drug is highly plasma protein bound. The last factor related to the plasma protein is the dialysis. Now, why dialysis is done in various drugs is that due to the poisoning of these drugs, right? The factor related to the poisoning will be discussed in the subsequent lectures because it is related to the excretion part. Here I just want to mention the relation of dialysis with the plasma protein bound drugs. Drugs which are highly plasma protein bound, we have already discussed, they are less distributed. So if they are less distributed, they will not be cleared via dialysis. So drugs which are highly plasma protein bound, they do not come out because they will not cross the membrane. They will not, even if they are lipid soluble, they will not cross the membrane and there will be no effect of dialysis in those cases. So there are list of drugs for which dialysis is not affected, and that can be learned with the help of a mnemonic, that is avoid dialysis. Avoid dialysis says that from A we have amphetamines, we have verapamil, O we have opioid, I is imipramine which is a antidepressant. D, we have digoxin, and dialysis D is diazepam. This is the list of drugs for which dialysis is not effective because they are highly plasma protein bound drugs. They will not be able to cross the membrane, and thus dialysis, even if the poisoning for these drugs occur, there will be no effect of dialysis in these cases. So with this, we have completed the plasma protein bound uh, capacity of drugs. We have completed that topic. In the next lecture, we'll be discussing about volume of distribution. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you.